on the topic of finances, as it relates to the kids, my son wakes up this morning and he tells me that I have an idea. And this is like he's not even out of bed, like literally just wiping the coal out of his eye.
All right.
And he goes, I know how to make some money. I'm like, all right, let me hear this. So he goes, I'm gonna rake leaves in the fall and spring, and I'm going to shovel snow. I was like, okay, age old, tried and true,
All right.
neighborhood hustle. And then I'm like, so as soon as he said it, my initial reaction was like, bro, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. That was what I wanted to say. And I have a tendency to like use my analytical brain in a way that discourages my kids sometimes. And that's not the intention. It's more just like your level setting, like, yo, have you thought about that? All these different things that you got to kind of factor in order to do X.
AKA,
And
you're a hater.
you can say that. You can say that. And so I caught myself and I stopped and I'm like, okay, so tell me about it. Like, explain your idea a little bit more. He's telling me he kind of got excited about it. And I'm like, okay, you just got to figure out for the leaves how you're going to collect them and where you're going to put them after. And then for the snow plowing or whatever, how are you, make sure that you're comfortable doing it because he's only done it once. So I'm like, if you're going to do it, you got to do it well because it's a service that people are paying for. So you got to make sure that, like, when I ask you to make your room up, you're doing a pretty shitty job. So that's not what you can give if you're getting paid for it. And he kind of sat there for a second and thought about it. And I thought I fucked up when I said that. I was like, oh, I just discouraged him. But it kind of just made him think like, okay, it has to be quality. All right, I get it. And so now his mind is going for this entrepreneurial thing. And I'm trying to think like, how do I continue to encourage that creativity when it comes to that? Because like I said, like it's easy for me to just be like, hit you with so many think about this and think about that it's going to discourage anybody. So, I mean, I know your kids are young, but if you were in my shoes, right, like, how do you approach that?
Man, well, you said before that you would include them in what you were doing with Fly Dad gear.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there you were already doing something.
Yeah.
To get those creative and entrepreneurial juices flowing. Um, yeah, you just gotta. I think you gotta back them and let them do things trial and error.
Yeah.
But keep like pushing them to like understand. Like if this doesn't work, you gotta try again. Keep figuring it out until you find the one that works, and then kind of keep instilling in them that failure is a good thing because you learn from each failure. I wish someone would have told me that, like really, really instilled that in me at a young age. Like
Yeah.
failure is good. No one ever said that. Like no one says that. You
No, and
know?
think about how we operate within society, just and not even like broad society, just like in your own neighborhood, right? Like there's always this like, you're wrong, you're wrong. And every time you're wrong, like it's a diss, right? It ain't
Right.
like you're not learning nothing. It's more just like, yo, you're a dummy or even failing.
But that's also the ammunition needed for failure to be even positive because and again, these are all things that maybe no one taught us, but maybe if somehow we can articulate this to our kids, we can arm them with all the necessary tools because we tell them, look, you explain to them why failure is so good, but then they're going to be like, oh, but it's uncomfortable because then people laugh at you and people this. And you say, you know what? But that's part of why it's good because that you're going to want to overcome that and show those naysayers that you're capable of doing something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that's the ammunition needed to like, to load your energy, whatever. You just want to like, I don't want to say get back because you don't want the revenge factor of it,
Right. Right.
but
But in a way it
it
is.
inspires you.
Yeah.
It inspires you because you want to prove people wrong, but ultimately you gotta, again, nothing is perfect in what we're saying, but although you want them to be inspired to prove people wrong, it'd be great to be able to instill in them that although that you got to know mentally, although you have that inspiration to prove them wrong, that ultimately it's really about proving yourself right.